Okay, we can continue now. So, spreadsheet, maybe something like a Google Sheet, for instance. I can create a single Google Sheet and share this same Google Sheet with multiple users. So, and everybody will be able to view the content. They will be able to make modifications based on agreed upon rules that we are going to look at as we proceed. A large size notebook distributed across all the readers. That's another analogy that we can give to blockchain technology, or a Google Doc shared between multiple parties, or a street soccer game. A street soccer game, everybody will be able to access it. It's transparent. And it is one of the features of blockchain technology. It's very, very, very transparent. There is nothing hidden anywhere. We can see when the Bitcoin started, we can trace the transactions. If you know a specific address, you can know the first transaction carried out by such, address. So these are just real world, analogies that we can basically use for us to have, that um, general idea about blockchain technology. So I will share this document so we can go through these once again. It's just the analogy of a box filled with currencies within a bank, and these currencies are very, very transparent. You have your own key to open your box, so which means you have a key to basically open your own account, but they have the opportunity to view all other transactions. But can you carry transaction out on person's behalf, on someone's behalf? You can't do that because as long as you do not have the key, you will not be able to carry out such transaction. So why blockchain? Some people used to say that the blockchain is Web 3.0. Of course, it is Web 3.0 because there is no central point of control. And if you look at the explanation I made earlier, that everybody will have the copies of this ledger because it makes it a distributed ledger. Everyone will have, as long as you are participating on such network, you have access to the copy of the transaction. And so there is no central point of control. So if anything goes down, your own node is down and you can't access the network. Of course, the remaining 999 people will still have access to the copies. And whenever you come back onto the network, all you require to do is just sync your system with the database, and you'll be able to download, um, you'll be able to download the data as required. So the ownership of data, you take full ownership of your data because nobody would have access to your data because you have something we call private key to actually sign your transactions. So you have the private key to sign your transactions, which is a very good um, part of this blockchain technology. Is very, very significant. Unless you lose your private key, that is when someone can basically gain unauthorized access to your account. And if you have your account, you lose your private key, even if you have 1,000 Bitcoin stored on it, no one can help you get that 1,000 Bitcoin out. Nobody can help you do that. So such transactions will be locked permanently on the blockchain and no one will be able to access that. Reduction in hacks and data breaches. Of course, when you have a central point of control, we know that there's a single server. The attackers can always look for a way. They can set up their reconnaissance. They can, perform their system hacking techniques, use their all the methodologies, and gain unauthorized access to this. It's what banks experienced from time to time. Even in Nigeria, the only thing is no bank in Nigeria will come out and say we were compromised just yesterday. I believe the following day they will lose all their customers. So they still keep, keep this information to themselves. Then another thing is uninterrupted service. We know we experience this from time to time, um, like financial institution that we have presently. That bank is one of the um, major players in the financial institution. If your bank says we are maintaining our server today and the service will not be available for the next three days, there is absolutely nothing you can do about that. And another thing, the bank can tell you that okay, there's nothing. If we are doing this maintenance, whatever we have to do, to keep the server running. Um, our service may not be available at a specific time. So I've been to different ATMs machine. Though the ATM machine, of course, it does belong to the bank, but being managed by the InterSwitch. Um, of course, is the interface service. I mean, InterSwitch service also can go up, can go off, and if these services are not actively running, of course, there is no way, absolutely no way you can perform any transaction. So uninterrupted service, as long as there's one person on a blockchain network, you can carry out transactions. You can carry out transactions. And there's no specific date and time for one to actually carry out transactions. No specific date and time to carry out transactions. You can carry out the transaction as 2 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, as you wish. And once you send the transaction, the transaction goes almost instantaneously. So this is one of the key reasons why people said this is web, this is web 1.30, this is revolution. We have seen the internet service, we have seen the cloud technology. Um, this is the time for blockchain technology, and we have seen a lot of applications. People have actually built a lot of applications on blockchain technology, and some of these applications are listed here, like the browser. For instance, of course, for Web 2.0, we have something like a Chrome. For Web 3.0, we have Brave as a browser that runs on the blockchain. For the storage, of course, we are very familiar with Google Drive and the rest. We have IPFS, we have storage. For video calls and audio calls, of course, we're very familiar with Skype. We have Experty now that runs on the blockchain. Operating system, we have EOS Essential.1. Social networking, Akasha is there. Messaging, we have Status. Remote job, the Upwork, we have Earthlines. So all these application runs on blockchain technology. So more reason why we said it's not absolutely not only the decentralized finance. We have so many use cases for the blockchain, and we'll reveal some of these towards the of class. Okay, question please before we peek inside the blockchain technology. Questions please. Hello, are we there?
Yes, sir, we're here. I'm
Okay.
here.
Oh, okay. Questions, please. Okay. Okay, there is none. We think we can proceed. We can peek inside the blockchain technology to see how the blockchain technology works. Of course, I will try as much as possible to visualize this as much as I can, um, for us to be able to have a better idea about what is basically going on any blockchain technology, on any blockchain network to be precise. So we do have something, this concept of a block. But before we talk about the block, I have this application. Of course, it was actually developed